Welcome back, everybody. Today we're taking a deep dive into the world of finance, but from a bit of a different perspective.
Different how?
Well, we're going to be looking at this international bestseller, A Dog Named Money.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's actually a children's book, believe it or not.
Okay, so how are we going to, how's it going to help us learn about finance?
Well, you'd be surprised. This book is packed with wisdom that's actually relevant for all ages.
Okay.
So we'll be using the book itself, obviously, but also some really insightful chapter summaries and analyses to help us really uncover the gems hidden within this charming story.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, and it's fascinating how the author, who is actually a financial coach herself, someone who overcame some serious debt, found a way to make these sometimes, kind of dry financial principles so engaging.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Right. By weaving them into a children's story, she's created this gateway for people of all ages to really start thinking about money in a positive and empowered way.
I like that. It's true. Sometimes financial stuff can be really intimidating.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not making it accessible like that is huge.
Totally. Okay, so the story revolves around this young girl named Gia, and she finds an injured Labrador retriever she names Money. Now, here's the twist. Money can talk.
Whoa.
And he becomes Gia's financial mentor.
I mean, who wouldn't want a talking dog dispensing financial advice, right?
I know, right? Talk about a dream team.
For sure.
Okay, so this fantastical element actually allows the author to explore these complex financial concepts in a way that's relatable and memorable.
Right. Like how?
Well, for example, Money introduces Gia to the concept of dream jars, where she saves money for specific goals.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of those.
Right, but it goes beyond just basic saving. The book really emphasizes the power of visualization and how it can impact our ability to actually achieve those goals.
Interesting.
So Gia learns to create these visual representations of her dreams, actually putting pictures and words on these jars to constantly remind her of what she's working towards.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's a really powerful technique, and it's actually backed by research.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in psychology and neuroscience, when we visualize our goals, we're basically creating this mental blueprint for our brains to follow. It's like we're tricking our minds into believing that the goal is already achievable, which motivates us to take action.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've dabbled with vision boards myself, and I found them surprisingly helpful.
Yeah.
But I love how the book takes this concept and makes it tangible for younger readers through these dream jars.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it doesn't stop there. We're also introduced to this inspiring story of Daryl, who's a teenager who becomes a millionaire by 17.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? But Daryl's story, it's more than just a rags to riches tale. It really highlights the importance of self-confidence and this kind of entrepreneurial thinking, even at a young age.
Okay.
Daryl wasn't a child prodigy or anything.
Right.
He simply had this passion for business and the drive to make his ideas happen. So it kind of flips the script on the idea that you need to be a genius or come from a wealthy background to succeed financially.
Okay.
Instead, it emphasizes the power of identifying your strengths, taking action, and persevering even when you face challenges.
That's a really powerful message, especially for young people
Totally.
who might feel limited by their circumstances.
Exactly. It's like anybody can achieve financial success if they just put in the effort and believe in themselves.
I love that.
Okay, so alongside these inspiring stories, A Dog Named Money tackles some pretty essential financial principles as well.
No, like what?
Well, one that stood out to me is the golden goose principle, which is used to illustrate the importance of investing.
Okay, the golden goose principle.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, so basically imagine your investment capital is a goose that lays golden eggs, which represent the interest or returns you earn.
Okay, I'm following.
The key takeaway: don't kill the goose for a quick payout, nurture it to keep those golden eggs coming.
Right, don't get greedy.
Exactly. It's all about long-term growth and sustainability.
So it's kind of about resisting that urge for instant gratification
Exactly.
and focusing on building something that'll generate wealth over time.
Yeah, like planting a seed and patiently watching it grow into a mighty tree.
I like that analogy.
Yay.
Yeah.
And this principle aligns perfectly with concepts like compound interest.
Yeah, compound interest is amazing.
Oh, it's incredible. It's basically this snowball effect of earning interest on your initial investment and then earning interest on that interest as well.
Right, it's like a financial chain reaction.
Yes. I love how A Dog Named Money takes these complex financial concepts and presents them in a way that's both understandable and engaging.
Yeah, agreed.
But the book also doesn't shy away from the challenges of financial struggles either. Gia's own parents are dealing with a debt crisis, and money steps in to help them navigate through those tough times.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a really important aspect of the book because it normalizes conversations about financial difficulties, showing that it's okay to ask for help and that there are strategies for overcoming debt.
Right.
And these strategies are pretty practical, too.
Oh, like what?
Well, money encourages Gia's parents to take some tough but necessary steps, like cutting up their credit cards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, creating a realistic budget and prioritizing paying down their debts.
Those are really solid steps that anyone facing debt can take.
Exactly. And what I find particularly insightful is how the book addresses those emotional and psychological aspects of debt.
Right, because it could be really stressful.
Absolutely. It acknowledges that debt can be a huge source of stress and anxiety, and it offers coping mechanisms and encouragement for dealing with those feelings.
I think that's so important.
Me too. It's not just about crunching numbers and making spreadsheets. It's about understanding that emotional toll that debt can take and developing those healthy habits and mindsets to regain control.
Absolutely, and that's where financial literacy becomes so crucial.
For sure.
It's not just about knowing how to balance a checkbook or invest in the stock market. It's about understanding our relationship with money, developing those healthy financial habits, and equipping ourselves with the knowledge and skills to make informed decisions.
Exactly, and I think A Dog Named Money does a fantastic job of laying the groundwork for that journey of financial literacy.
Agreed.
Speaking of which, the book also introduces this concept of investment clubs, which is a really great way to learn about investing in a supportive environment.
Oh yeah, investment clubs. I've heard of those.
So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, they're fantastic for pooling resources, sharing knowledge, and learning about investing in a hands-on way.
Right.
And in the book, Gia and her friends form this investment club called the Money Magician Investment Club.
Cute.
I know, right? And they're guided by this wise mentor.
Okay.
And they learn about different investment options, focusing on diversified international stock funds for long-term growth.
So they're not just passively following advice. They're actively researching, discussing, and making decisions together.
Exactly. They're learning by doing, which is honestly often the most effective way to build confidence and understanding.
Totally. And they even encounter those inevitable ups and downs of the stock market.
Right, which is part of the learning process.
Yeah. And they learn some valuable lessons about patience, risk management, and the importance of staying focused on their long-term goals.
Which is where understanding tools like the 72 rule comes in handy.
Yes. The book does a great job of introducing this simple but powerful formula for estimating how long it takes for an investment to double.
It's a great example of how the book takes these complex financial concepts and makes them accessible and applicable.
Absolutely. It's not just about theoretical knowledge. It's about giving readers tools they can actually use to make informed investment decisions.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's what makes this book so much more than just a children's story. It's a springboard for conversations about money, a guide for building those healthy financial habits, and an inspiration to take control of our financial futures.
Regardless of our age or background. It's a reminder that financial literacy is a lifelong journey.
Absolutely.
And A Dog Named Money is such a delightful and empowering way to start that adventure.
Totally. Now, before we move on to the next part of our deep dive, I want to touch on one more key theme that runs throughout the book, Gia's personal and financial growth.
Oh yeah, she really blossoms throughout the story.
She does. She starts her own successful dog walking business. She gains so much confidence, and she even becomes a public speaker sharing her financial journey with others.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's inspiring, right? It shows how financial literacy can empower us to not only manage our money, but to also pursue our passions, build self-confidence, and really make a positive impact on the world.
For sure. It's like the book is saying, hey, if Gia can do it, so can you.
Exactly, and that's a powerful message for anyone who's ever felt intimidated or overwhelmed by the world of finance. But there's another layer to Gia's growth that I find really interesting. The book has this symbolic ending where Money the talking dog stops talking as Gia becomes more self-sufficient.
Oh, wow. What do you make of that?
Well, I think it symbolizes Gia's internalization of the financial principles she's learned. She no longer needs that external guidance for money because she's developed her own inner financial compass.
That's a brilliant narrative choice.
It really is. It's like she's graduated from financial mentorship to financial mastery.
Exactly. It's a beautiful illustration of how financial literacy can lead to independence, empowerment, and the confidence to navigate our financial lives with wisdom and skill.
I love that. And it really speaks to the ultimate goal of any educational journey. to equip individuals with the tools and knowledge they need to become self-sufficient and successful in their chosen field, whatever that may be.
So well said.
And that brings us to the end of part 1 of our deep dive into A Dog Named Money.
Wow, I can't wait to see what else this book has in store for us.
Me too. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore some of the more nuanced insights and practical takeaways from this truly remarkable book.
As we kind of dig deeper into A Dog Named Money, it really becomes clear that this book isn't just about teaching kids about money.
Right.
It offers these valuable insights for adults, too, particularly when it comes to our, sometimes complex relationship with finances.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It's almost like the book is holding up this mirror, reflecting our own beliefs and attitudes about money and encouraging us to examine them more closely.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
One of the things the book does so well is address those psychological barriers that often hold us back from achieving financial success. Like those limiting beliefs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm just not good with money, or like the fear of failure.
Or feeling overwhelmed by it all.
Exactly. It's like we carry around these invisible scripts in our heads that dictate how we interact with money, often without even realizing it.
Yeah. And those scripts can be incredibly powerful.
Oh, they are.
Influencing our financial decisions and habits.
Totally. And A Dog Named Money gently challenges these limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Showing how Gia, with money's guidance, overcomes her own doubts and fears.
It's like the story provides a roadmap for rewiring those negative thought patterns and replacing them with more empowering beliefs.
And that's where the concept of financial literacy becomes so crucial.
You're sure.
It's about empowering ourselves to make informed decisions, manage our finances effectively, and really create a life of abundance and fulfillment.
Speaking of creating a life of abundance and fulfillment, one aspect of the book that resonated with me is this exploration of delayed gratification.
Oh, yeah, this is a big one.
It's such an important principle for long-term financial security.
For sure.
But it can be so challenging to practice in our, instant gratification culture.
Oh, absolutely. We're constantly bombarded with messages that encourage us to spend now, worry later.
Right.
But A Dog Named Money so beautifully illustrates the power of delayed gratification through Gia's dream jars.
Yes.
She chooses to save patiently for the things she truly wants, prioritizing her long-term goals over those impulsive purchases.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that sometimes the most rewarding things in life require patience and discipline.
It really is.
It's about shifting our focus from, I want it now, to I'm working towards something bigger and better.
And that shift in perspective can have a profound impact, not only on our financial well-being, but also on our overall sense of satisfaction and purpose.
Totally. Now, I want to touch on another important theme that's subtly woven throughout the book, the issue of financial inequality.
Okay.
So Gia comes from a pretty modest background, while her mentor, Mr. Gold, is a successful businessman.
Right, so you have that contrast.
Exactly, and I think it serves a powerful purpose. The book implicitly acknowledges the existence of financial disparities, but it doesn't allow them to define the narrative.
Okay.
It emphasizes that financial literacy is accessible to everyone, regardless of their starting point.
That's a really important message.
It is. It's about challenging the notion that financial success is predetermined by our circumstances.
Yeah.
The book empowers readers to believe that with knowledge skills and a proactive mindset, they can create opportunities for themselves and break free from those limiting beliefs.
And that message is particularly relevant in today's world, where access to financial education can be, unevenly distributed.
For sure. A Dog Named Money really serves as this reminder that financial empowerment should be available to everyone.
Absolutely.
Regardless of their background or socioeconomic status.
It's about leveling the playing field and equipping individuals with the tools they need to build a brighter future.
For themselves and their communities.
Exactly. Now, while A Dog Named Money is primarily geared towards younger readers, it's clear that adults can glean valuable insights from it as well.
Oh, for sure.
One of the things that struck me is how the book subtly addresses those emotional and psychological aspects of money that we often struggle with.
Even as adults.
Yes, exactly.
It goes beyond just those practical tips and strategies and delves into that deeper emotional landscape of our relationship with money.
Right. For instance, remember how Gia's parents initially struggle with debt?
Yes.
and view money as a source of worry and conflict.
Yeah.
The book highlights how our past experiences and the messages we receive about money can shape our beliefs and attitudes.
Often in ways we're not even aware of.
Exactly. It's like we inherit these financial legacies
Right.
that can either empower us or hold us back, depending on the messages we've internalized.
Totally. So A Dog Named Money encourages us to become more aware of these subconscious scripts and to consciously rewrite them.
It's about understanding that we have the power to change our relationship with money, regardless of our past experiences.
It's about recognizing that money is a tool.
Yes.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or ill.
Right.
It's up to us to determine how we wield that power and what kind of financial legacy we choose to create.
Now, while the book explores this wide range of financial concepts, one that I find particularly compelling is the emphasis on continuous learning.
Oh, yeah.
It portrays financial literacy not as a destination, but as this lifelong journey of discovery and growth.
It's like the book is saying, hey, this is just the beginning. There's always more to learn, more to explore, and more to achieve in the world of finance.
And that's a really empowering message.
Totally.
It encourages us to stay curious, to challenge our assumptions, and to embrace the ever-evolving landscape of personal finance.
So instead of feeling intimidated or overwhelmed, we can approach financial literacy with a sense of adventure and a willingness to keep learning and growing.
Exactly. A Dog Named Money reminds us that we don't have to have all the answers right away.
Right.
It's about embracing the process, asking questions, and seeking guidance when needed.
And that journey of continuous learning is reflected in Gia's character.
Oh, totally.
She's constantly seeking new information and insights about money.
Yeah.
She's not afraid to ask questions, even if they seem basic or naive.
Her willingness to learn is key to her growth. She doesn't just passively absorb information, she actively engages with it, seeking clarification and applying what she learns to her own life.
And that's where the book really shines, in its ability to bridge the gap between theory and practice.
Right. It's not just about abstract concepts. It's about providing readers with tools and strategies they can actually use to manage their finances effectively.
It's like having a personal financial mentor guiding us through this often complex and intimidating world of money.
And that's one of the things that makes this book so unique and impactful.
For sure.
It demystifies finance, making it accessible and engaging for readers of all ages.
And it reminds us that financial literacy is not just for the wealthy or the financially savvy. It's for everyone.
Exactly. It's about empowering individuals to take control of their financial futures.
And create a life of abundance and purpose.
Speaking of creating a life of abundance and purpose,
Yeah.
I want to circle back to one of the core themes we discussed earlier. The idea that money is a neutral tool. And our relationship with it determines its impact on our lives.
That's a really important point.
It is. It's not about demonizing money or viewing it as inherently evil. It's about understanding its power and learning to use it wisely.
And that's where financial literacy comes in.
Exactly.
It gives us the tools and knowledge we need to navigate this complex world of money and make choices that align with our values and goals.
It's about empowering ourselves to make informed decisions, to manage our finances effectively, and to create a life of abundance and fulfillment.
Now, I know we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive,
We have.
but is there anything else that you think is worth highlighting before we move on?
You know what's fascinating to me is how A Dog Named Money weaves together these timeless financial principles with contemporary real-world concepts and strategies. It's not just about teaching kids about saving and budgeting.
Right.
It's about introducing them to the broader financial landscape.
Yeah, you're right. It
No.
goes beyond the basics and delves into topics like investing entrepreneurship and even the importance of giving back to the community.
For example, the book introduces the concept of diversification, explaining how spreading investments across different asset classes can help manage risk.
And it even touches on the importance of philanthropy,
Yeah.
encouraging readers to consider using their financial resources to make a positive impact on the world.
It's like the book is saying, hey, once you have your own financial house, in order to think about how you can use your wealth to create positive change.
It's about expanding our understanding of what's possible with money and recognizing that it can be a powerful force for good in the world.
Exactly. A Dog Named Money subtly encourages readers to think beyond their own personal finances
Okay.
and consider the broader societal implications of wealth and financial literacy.
It's about fostering a sense of responsibility
Yeah.
and encouraging readers to use their financial knowledge and resources to make the world a better place.
And that's a really powerful message, especially for young people who are just beginning to shape their values and worldview.
Now, as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to return to one of the key takeaways that we've discussed throughout this episode. This transformative power of financial literacy.
It's really the overarching theme of A Dog Named Money, isn't it?
It is.
It's about showing how understanding basic financial principles can empower us to make informed decisions, achieve our goals, and create a more secure and fulfilling future.
And it's a reminder that we don't have to be victims of our circumstances.
Right.
We have the power to shape our financial destinies.
A Dog Named Money provides a wonderful roadmap for that journey.
It does.
It's a reminder that financial well-being is within reach for anyone who's willing to learn to grow and to embrace the power of positive thinking.
So to our listeners, we encourage you to keep exploring these ideas, to continue your own financial education journey, and to remember that it's never too late to start creating a healthier and more prosperous relationship with money.
And in our final part of this deep dive, we'll delve into some specific practical takeaways from A Dog Named Money.
Yes.
And explore how you can apply its wisdom to your own life. Stay tuned.
All right, so welcome back to our deep dive into A Dog Named Money. We've uncovered so many fascinating insights so far, but in this final part, I kind of want to shift gears a bit.
Okay.
And really focus on those practical takeaways from the book. You know, we've talked about the importance of financial literacy, but what are some tangible steps we can actually take to apply these principles to our own lives?
Well, one of the most fundamental and recurring themes in the book is that power of setting clear financial goals.
Right.
Remember how Gia uses her dream jars?
Yeah.
Not only as a saving tool, but as a visual reminder of what she's working towards. That's a technique I think we can all adopt.
It's like creating a roadmap for our financial journey, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead of just vaguely hoping to improve our finances, we break down our aspirations into concrete, achievable goals.
And the book emphasizes the importance of making those goals tangible and visible.
Right.
Like, it could be as simple as writing them down and placing them somewhere you'll see them daily, or even creating a vision board with images that represent your aspirations.
The key is to keep those goals front and center.
Right.
So they're not just fleeting thoughts, but rather a constant source of motivation.
It's about transforming those dreams into action plans.
Exactly. Now, once we have those goals in place, the next step is to gain a clear understanding of our current financial situation.
Okay.
The book emphasizes the importance of tracking our spending, which can be a real eye-opener for a lot of people.
Yeah, you might be surprised to discover where your money's actually going.
That's why the book encourages readers to keep a record of their income and expenses, whether it's through a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, or even just a simple notebook.
Right.
That awareness lets us identify those areas where we might be overspending.
Okay.
And to make conscious choices about where we want our money to flow.
So it's about taking control of our finances instead of letting them control us.
Precisely. And once we have that awareness, the book guides us towards another crucial step.
Saving.
Yes, but it approaches saving in a way that feels empowering rather than restrictive.
Okay,
Well, instead of emphasizing deprivation, A Dog Named Money frames saving as a means to achieve our dreams and create a sense of security.
Right.
Gia's dream jars are a perfect example of this.
Okay.
She sets aside a portion of her earnings for each of her goals, making saving feel purposeful and exciting.
Like transforming saving from a chore into a treasure hunt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the book also encourages readers to explore ways to automate their savings,
Oh, yeah.
like setting up automatic transfers from their checking account to their savings account.
That's a great strategy for building consistency.
It is. It takes the decision-making out of the equation and ensures that we're consistently saving without having to think about it.
It's like putting our financial goals on autopilot.
Exactly. And we've talked about setting goals, tracking spending and saving.
Right.
But no discussion about financial literacy would be complete without addressing investing.
True.
A Dog Named Money really demystifies investing, making it seem less daunting and more accessible even for beginners.
And how does it do that?
Well, the story of Gia's investment club is a great example. It beautifully illustrates how ordinary people, even young people, can learn about investing and make it a part of their financial journey.
Okay.
It emphasizes the importance of starting small, seeking guidance from trusted sources, and focusing on that long-term growth.
It's like taking those first steps into a new and exciting world, knowing that you don't have to be an expert to get started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the book highlights that incredible power of compound interest,
Ooh, yeah.
showing how even small amounts invested consistently over time can grow exponentially.
It's a reminder that we don't need to be wealthy to start investing.
Not all. It's about developing that habit of investing regularly, no matter how small the amount, and letting the magic of compound interest work its wonders.
Now, as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into A Dog Named Money,
Yeah.
I think it's important to acknowledge that while the book provides a wealth of practical tips and strategies, it's ultimately about something much deeper.
What's that?
Transforming our relationship with money.
Oh, absolutely. It's about shifting our mindset from fear and scarcity to one of empowerment and abundance.
Exactly. A Dog Named Money reminds us that we have the power to create the financial futures we desire. It's about taking ownership of our finances, developing healthy habits, and making informed decisions that align with our values and goals.
And it's a reminder that financial literacy is a journey, not a destination. It's about continuous learning, growth, and adaptation.
So to our listeners out there, we encourage you to embrace the lessons of A Dog Named Money, to embark on your own journey of financial empowerment, and to remember that it's never too late to start creating a life of abundance and possibility. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.